Newsom versus Trump. A constitutional battle between the two leaders played out in a San Francisco courtroom today. A federal judge listened to arguments that the Trump administration didn't properly activate the National Guard when they were sent to L.A. Joining us now is our Sergio Quintana. He's been in San Francisco all day. And Sergio, we see a large gathering behind you. What's happening right now?
Yeah, we're basically anticipating a statement from Governor Gavin Newsom in response to that hearing that we just saw. You can see right across the street, local, state, and national press corps is assembled in anticipation of a statement from Governor Gavin Newsom. Of course, as you mentioned, this is all in response to this lawsuit that was filed by the governor and California Attorney General Rob Bonta earlier this week. They are basically arguing that President Donald Trump did not properly activate the California National Guard and deploy them to Los Angeles in response to demonstrations down in Los Angeles over ICE raids. Now, one of the big questions in court today by Judge Charles Breyer to United States Department of Justice attorneys was how the president came to the conclusion that this was necessary and then how he issued the order. According to the statute, if the president decides to do that, he must issue orders to activate a National Guard through the governors. In this case, it seems that what the president did was he made a decision, told the Secretary of Defense. The Secretary of Defense then sent a memo to the general of the National Guard here in California. And then that general kind of told the governor after the fact. In court today, Judge Breyer basically told the United States attorneys, quote, "It would be the first time that I've ever seen an order go through someone without it actually going to someone," which is one of the first points in this hearing today where we kind of realize that the judge is skeptical of some of the arguments, Janelle, skeptical of some of the arguments that are being made by the United States Department of Justice attorneys in this particular situation.
So, Sergio, what happened in court? Were all the arguments presented and we're now just waiting for the judge's ruling? What happens now?
Yeah, it was actually a pretty lengthy hearing for what was usually a kind of a straightforward request. The hearing itself went on for more than an hour, but about 45 minutes of that hearing was of Judge Breyer asking questions of Department of Justice attorneys. At one point, Judge Breyer even held up the Constitution to kind of describe to the attorneys for the Department of Justice from the United States the roles of the Congress, roles of the president, and of course of the judiciary to review statutes. And he reminded those attorneys from the United States government that the United States was founded in response to a monarch, saying that the Constitution was written in order to limit the powers of each branch. He even saying, quote, this is one of the quotes that he also mentioned to one of the attorneys. He said, that's the difference between a constitutional government and King George, of course, referencing the founding of the United States. Now, this is a very interesting and detailed arguments from both sides, getting to some very fundamental constitutional powers of the president. And so right now, as mentioned, we are just waiting for Judge Breyer to issue his order in this request from the California governor and the California Attorney General about the National Guard. As soon as we get that order and as soon as the governor comes out, obviously, we're going to tell you all about it, Janelle.
Yeah, and we'll bring it to you live. Okay, Sergio Quintana live in San Francisco standing by. Thank you so much.